Hey, welcome back. I have a really cool one for you here today. This one's in from the homie Rare Carry. Check him out. I think it's rare.carry on Instagram. I'll link his profile. Amazing collector. Like, kind of makes me look conservative with collecting. And it's a little bit of a sad day, a little bit of an exciting day, because this is a pen I've been looking for a while. Super well packed, by the way. This guy in the medical field. This thing looks like he's sent me a kidney or something like that. This is amazing. So it's a little bit of a sad day, a little bit of an exciting day, because I don't know if there's much else on my rare, hard to find list at this point. This is kind of my last thing that I really, really wanted to get in the collection. I'm sure more cool pens will pop up and that'll change, but let's get into it. Oh, we sent some other really cool stuff here. This guy has an amazing collection, so thank you for sending some additional items to check out. We'll get into these in a second, but this is what it's really about here is the pen. Super well packaged. Ooh, and an Otmog, little Otmog case there. And there it is. This is one of the first pens ever made by Magnus. And such a cool thing where you click the pocket clip there. Sorry, my hands are totally jacked right now from a million things working on the house. Falling, wrestling, coaching. I got all sorts of reasons. Cut myself cooking today. Really neat. So this is the Magnus the One click pen. Now, if you recall, if you follow the channel, I have found the One capped pen, and it is a really cool little pen. But I'm more of a mechanism person than a capped person. But that's a really cool pen. In the same size, and these are way smaller, by the way. Here's a V4 click shift. These are way, way smaller than his current pens. We'll get back to these in a second. Super tiny. Like I'll measure them out and stuff, but these are way small. A really cool little click mechanism. Oh, that is fun. I have to say I actually like this a little more than I expected to. These are quirky. They're not perfect. The pocket clips have the tendency to kind of come undone. There's some nuance here. Think about this. If this is out and you try and put it in your pocket, it'll actually retract it on which I think is intentional. It's kind of a cool design. Let's test my theory there. I don't know if this is thick enough, but let's put something into there. Nope, didn't work on that. It'll probably have to be thicker than that. The pants I have right now have zippers in the pockets, so they're not going to help. Maybe we can simulate it with this rag or something. So you got to throw this in your pocket. Is that gonna? Yep, it did. It did. It retracted. So I think that's kind of a cool concept. Yeah, look at that. I know Otmog, Brian at Otmog is looking at doing something like that right now. I think it's a really neat idea. But wow, that is just very satisfying. And this pen is so small. Let's do some measurements because I think it might look even bigger on camera than it actually is. And let me put it up in the lineup. So I think he did this pen first, and I unfortunately don't have a Bolty over here. A Bolty V1, I think, and then the Click Shift V1. Look how much bigger that is, but that's still small. Then the Click Shift V2, Bolty V2, and then you got, I think I have a, yep. Click Shift V3 and a Click Shift V4. These are going to be the same size pretty much as the V2, but you can kind of see his pens got bigger as he went. I think the Bolty is maybe even smaller than the Click Shift, the Bolty V1, but it's in the other room, so I don't think I can grab that. I guess I could run over and grab it, but I think you're good. You get the point. Let's do a quick weigh-in of all these different pens, and I think you'll enjoy that. And then at the very end, I'm going to check out these other items because we really want to focus on what we got here. All right, so this was pen number one, was his the One capped pen, 0.7 ounces. Just put these back where they were. Here we go. The One Click, 0.74, very light. It is such a, I just want to like open it up and take a look at it. Now I've been told the threads on this are extremely small. So that was a bit of an oversight when he first made it. And you have to be very careful not to strip those threads. So like any feedback on the nose, and you just stop right there, just so you know if you ever end up with one of these. God, that is fun. I just have to do it. Okay, 0.73, 0.74, and now we're way into a whole nother hemisphere. An ounce, and the Bolte V1 would probably be up there as well. Click Shift V2, that was the Click Shift V1. That one trims some weight, pretty significant weight. Pocket clip, super efficient design, pretty cool how he took a 1/4 ounce off almost on that. Bolte V2, 0.86. Oh, I don't have a, do I have a, oh, I do have a Bolte, sorry. V3, we'll throw that on there. 0.955, jump back up. There's some reasons for that. There's like, without getting into it, some internal changes between the V2 and the V3 Bolte. And then you got Click Shift V3, a little lighter, and then the Click Shift V4 is next, and it should be a little heavier again, because again, he got a little more engineered on the V4 and the V3 Bolte. So 0.93, and this is, the million's also going to change things a bit. So if I had a non-milled version, that'd be a little heavier as well. Maybe this will make more sense if I move all the click shifts together. So there's V1, 2, 3, 4, and then Bolte V3, Bolte V2. Sorry, Bolte V1's in the other room. But getting a sense of kind of his progression. This is a really cool variant though. And I love the pocket clip concept. Really, really neat there. I want to write with it. I want to see what kind of tip wiggle we have. I'll measure it really quickly for you to see just how short this thing is. So even with a click pen, which is definitely a longer model, we're at like 4.875, so under 5 inches, even with a click top. To put that in perspective, a Parker-sized, where do I have it? Fellholter Tickler, by comparison, much bigger pen. That's Parker-sized. So, imagine a G2 size, you're getting even bigger than that. So this is a very small click pen. I'm gonna move some of this stuff off the screen here. We're not distracted by it and really focus on this pen here. Okay. Again, I'm going to go back in. I think it's a Parker size refill, but I didn't even notice because I didn't take it out of the way. Okay, so Parker size refill. Crazy, 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 sorry for the hand again, spring here. That is pretty wild how he made that spring. That was one of his earliest spring designs, which has changed quite a bit over time. That's so cool. Now I'm forgetting, I think it went that way. Oh, that is fun. That's fun when there's no spring on there. Okay, we're gonna be gentle again. We don't wanna thread this on too hard. Okay, nice and gentle. And let's take a minute to take a look at some of the other stuff he sent. Oh, I almost forgot. We're gonna write with it, and then we'll look at some of the other stuff. Oh, that's interesting. If you are holding the pocket clip, when you press it, it will not deploy. So you have to kind of be careful on that. Oh, that's a nice refill in there. It's a Parker gel. Magnus, or rather a Schmidt gel. Magnus the One. Click. No tip wiggle at all. Wow, that's surprising to me. Going ASMR here. That is really nice. It's very thin. I'm afraid to check it with my calipers, but I think I'm gonna. But I want to say I looked at the web page and it's something like 0.33. So it's much thinner than the 3/8 inch or the 0.375 that you have on a modern click shift. I'm going to do this so carefully, and I'm probably not going to, I'll try and show it to you, but I'll try and focus on not damaging the pen more so than anything. Okay, we're at 0.3. I got 0.355 there, which is thicker than I would have thought. Yeah, this could be off though. I don't know if these calipers are accurate or not, so I think they are. No, I think I was off on that. Let me measure that again. I think I'm looking at thousandths. I'm off. How does this work? I just got these. Okay. No, yeah. 0.3 goes 3, 4. It was like partway up to 4 there. There's 3. I mean, that seems accurate. Huh. All right, let's not mess with the pen. Let's preserve the history here and not scratch it up. But I was being very, very gentle, so that could be part of why it might have also appeared a little wider. Very subtle grip lines, very, very minimal on the grip lines. Here's his most recent to compare how much deeper that is. Quite a bit more substantial. And these are still very minimal compared to like a Smooth Precision pens is like 3 times deeper than that. Very substantial by comparison. I do like minimalist grip lines, but these are probably a little light for even me. This is more my speed on the V3. What do I have in this V3? Oh, this is a V2. Where's my V3 Bolty? That's more of what I was thinking. These are a little more substantial than that V2 even. So this is what I was comparing to. Like quite a bit different there. This to me is great. This is like the minimum of what I would want. Ooh, so buttery. Really cool bent pocket clip. Obviously like milled. I said bent, but I should say it's kind of got this nice bend in it, like a milled bend. When you push down, that comes out. I gotta take that apart offline. I don't want to mess with it live because I probably won't be able to get it back together. But that is just cool. Thank you so much to Rare Carry for this. I won't say your name on here, but feel free to throw it in there yourself if you prefer. Because this is really cool. This is a pen I've always wanted to check out. I can see how Magnus began establishing his brand, bringing out really cool stuff like this, and how this mech, stacks up to eventually becoming other creative mechanisms like the click shift. Very, very nice. And eventually the V4, which is just a really, really nice version of the click shift. Although I have to say this V1 that's been worked in, very smooth. I've tested a new V1 and it wasn't as smooth as that. And then this V2 was just kind of the pinnacle. So smooth, unbelievable. Just riding on Zerk, polished Zerk in there. So good. It's really, really amazing. Cool. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe. Throw a comment in there if you have something to say. And I will see you on the next one. Oh, we almost forgot the cool extra stuff. Oh, this thing is not even opened yet. Does he really want me? Oh, Guildtech, guildtech.com. Check out guild-tech.com. This is brand new. He sent me a nice brand new I don't know, I keep wanting to say X-Acto knife, so my brain can't get past it. What on earth am I looking at here? What the heck is that? That is this for this? Did that come with that? Oh, what? Is that what that's from? Or is this aftermarket? Wow, if that came with that, that's really cool. I don't know if that's like an actual Magnus thing or not, but that fits perfectly. Whoa. If that's a Magnus thing, that's really cool. Either way, it's really nice. Yeah, I could see that being like my pen on my desk. If I only had one and I loved small pens, boom, you just look so minimalist. Love that. That's really cool. I'm being extremely gentle when I place it in there. But what's up with this Giltech utility knife here? Should I get into that and see what it's all about? Use a non-utility knife to open it up. Just to be ironic, I actually have a utility knife over here I could have used, but let's see what we got here. How does this thing work? You just slide that up like that? It seems a little sketchy. Very minimalist, if so. You just grab the blade. I've never really liked the idea of grabbing the blade itself, but that actually works. I wonder if he made this or if it's one of his friends or something. That's pretty cool. Since we have utility blades out, where did mine just go? Well, somehow I misplaced that, so never mind. Had one here. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. There's my arrow crafted. That's about as minimalist as I get. I think that thing's pretty impressive. I gave one to my dad and he already lost it though. It's so small. But that's cool. Thank you for sending that as well. Oh, now I understand it. You have to press down a little bit and then it becomes really easy. I was trying to just kind of push it forward. If you press down a little bit, it becomes pretty smooth and easy to push out of there. Or am I just now finding that there's some sort of lock or something on the back? I'm a little confused about what exactly I'm seeing here. How this works, but it's pretty minimalist and nice. Cool. Thanks for sending that. And I gotta go talk to him about whether this was an original Magnus thing, because that's super cool. If so, if not, it's still super cool, but slightly less. Okay, long one for you, but again, I've been on a long journey of collecting Smooth Precision pens, Urban Survival Gear, some Otmogs, some Magnus, and this is like one of the first 2 pens Magnus ever made, and I've always wanted to check one out. So I'm really, really glad he put that in my hands. Thank you. All for now. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.